welcome back to ABCrochet Series by Erini's Corner. We are still working with letter B, and today we are discussing the bubble stitches. Now for this pattern, we have kind of two different patterns for the same stitch. One where the bubbles are in alternating positions for each row, and the other one is where the bubbles are sitting on top of each other, so they're forming lines. If you look at this sample, you're gonna see that for these three top rows, the bubbles are alternating in position, while for these two rows here, the bubbles are sitting on top of each other. So I'm gonna discuss both while we are doing the stitch. To begin the bubble stitch, we're gonna need an odd number of stitches. I'm gonna start with 19 foundation chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 19 foundation chains. We're gonna skip the first chain from the hook and start working into the next chain. I'm gonna work in the bump, and this is optional. So I'm gonna insert my hook and do a single crochet. So yarn over, pull a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and go through 2. And we're gonna repeat the single crochet throughout row 1. So we started with 19 stitches, we skipped the first stitch, and we should end up with 18 single crochet stitches. Okay, so we finished the first row with 18 single crochet stitches. Now to start row number 2, I'm gonna chain 1, turn the work, and into the first stitch I'm gonna do a single crochet. Now in the next stitch we're starting the bubble stitch. So the bubble stitch is made up of a certain number of incomplete double crochet stitches. Let's see how. So yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch, pull a loop. Now we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, and we stop right there. We don't finish the double crochet. And we repeat what we did here 2 more times. So yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch and pull a loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, and stop right there. Yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch for the last time, yarn over and pull a loop. Now we have 5 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2. Now we have 4 loops on the hook. I'm gonna yarn over and pull through all 4 at once. Next, we're gonna go into the following stitch and do a single crochet. Once we finish the single crochet right there, you're gonna see that your bubble is popping on the other side of the work. All right, let's do it one more time. Yarn over, hook into the stitch, pull a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, hook into the stitch again, pull a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, hook into the stitch, pull a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 4, and then a single crochet into the following stitch. Okay, now we're gonna repeat the bubble followed by the single crochet throughout the row until we have 1 stitch remaining. Okay, at the end of row 2 I still have 1 stitch remaining, and if you look here, I've done my bubble stitch and my single crochet. So in the last stitch I'm gonna do 1 extra single crochet. I always like to have my edges symmetric, so regardless of what happens throughout the row, the beginning and ending of my row will always be the same. So I started with a single crochet and I will end with a single crochet. Okay, now if you're gonna repeat rows 1 and 2 as you go through your pattern, you're gonna get these 2 rows here. So your bubbles are gonna be sitting on top of each other. Now, if you do row number 3, the same way we're gonna do it now, sorry, not row number 3, row number 4, then you're gonna get the alternating positions for your bubbles. So I'm gonna finish row number 3 quickly. It's gonna be a row of single crochet as a repeat of row 1, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how to do row number 4. Okay, so now we're gonna work row number 4 a little bit different than row number 2 to get the alternating positions of the bubbles. So to start, I'm gonna chain 1, that's my turning chain. And as always, we're gonna start with a single crochet into the first stitch. Now for row 2, once we did the single crochet, we started the bubble in the next stitch. Now if we want the alternating position, then we have to get the single crochet that is between the 2 bubbles first. So we're gonna do one more single crochet here and then start the bubble. So I'm gonna do my bubble. So now the bubble is shifted 1 stitch, and then I'm gonna do my single crochet into the next. So the bubble is sitting between the 2 bubble stitches of row 2. Okay, and then repeat the bubble stitches followed by the single crochet until the very last stitch. Now if you recall, in row 2 we ended the row with 2 single crochet. For row 4 we started the row with 2 single crochet, so we're gonna end this row number 4, with a bubble followed by 1 single crochet only. So here I'm finishing the last bubble for this row, and then I have 1 stitch remaining. I'm gonna do the last single crochet into that stitch. Now if we look at our work here, we're gonna see that the bubbles are now in alternating positions, so they are not sitting on top of each other. They are in between the bubbles of row 2. Okay, so if you want the alternating shape or the alternating pattern like this one here, like these rows or these top rows, then you're gonna repeat what we did starting row 1 up to row 4. Okay, and if you want your stitches to be sitting on top of each other in kind of columns, then you just repeat row 1 and row 2. Okay, and that brings us to the end of part 1 of the bubble stitch. Now if you want to practice some diagram drawing and diagram reading, crochet diagram reading, then follow with us on part 2. We're gonna be discussing how to turn the bubble stitch pattern into a crochet diagram. All right, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell button. And until next time, keep crocheting and see you soon.